Welcome to another episode of Up Next, where today we'll be interviewing Caleb from the Columbia State Historic Park. Today's topic will be the Columbia State Historic Park and its docent program. I've been volunteering in Columbia State Historic Park for about a year now, and it's been like an amazing experience. I've had a lot of fun participating in all the events and meeting new people. We found out about Columbia State Historic Park in 2023 by visiting their Diggins event, and it inspired me and my family to join as docents ourselves. And we've had an amazing experience. We've participated in many events, and we're just so glad to have found Columbia. And Caleb is one of the state park interpreters, and we're glad to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a bit about yourself today, Caleb.
Well, I grew up here in Tuolumne County. I spent a lot of time as a kid in Columbia State Historic Park, probably like most kids know, playing in the rocks there. I really developed a connection with the park. I left California for a little bit when I went to college, but I made my way back here, and I finally got a job at Columbia where I started a career as an interpreter there now.
Tell us more about the state park.
So Columbia, especially to me, it's kind of a special park of the 281 state parks that California has. It is a living, breathing town, and it is one of the most well-preserved Gold Rush towns in the state of California. We also happen to have the largest collection of Gold Rush brick buildings in the state park system. And we also have concessions in the park that are running businesses.
My sister and me both love the ice cream there, and the three of us, my mom too, loves the pizza place. So definitely the concessions are amazing.
They make good pizza.
Yes, they do. Why has it not become a ghost town like many others have?
I would say that's thanks in large part to the citizens of Columbia that have continued to live there from when Columbia first became a town way back in 1850. They managed to stay there all the way through the Great Depression, and they wanted to preserve the town as well. So a lot of it is thanks to them. There's some nonprofit organizations that have helped, and state parks is trying to preserve the brick buildings.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the docent program. So can you explain what the docents are and what they do at Columbia?
Of course. We have 6 different programs. The main one that we have is for our docents that are interested in living history, which is a Columbia docent. And for those that are under 18 like yourself, you are into that program as what we call a junior docent. We also have docents that love to stay in the museum and interpret the museum. That's our museum volunteer / docent program. We have folks that love to do research. That's our library and archives program. We have some folks that they just like to swing a hammer and build stuff. That's our work crew program. And finally, we have the HCRC, which is the Historic Clothing Resource Program. Those are the folks that make all of the period attire that our Columbia docents wear.
So docents don't have to buy their own outfits at all? They can rely on the HCRC?
They can, yes.
Okay. How can someone become a docent if they are interested?
I'm the only interpreter right now in Columbia, so you would have to contact myself. You can call or text my work cell phone number, or you can email me if you're interested. I do a quick little interview just to see what your interests are and to make sure that we can fit you into the right program or programs, because docents can slide between the programs. And if someone is interested in being a Columbia docent or junior docent and doing our multitude of living history programs, we have training that will start on January 18th. I'll walk them through the application process then, and we'll begin our training right after.
So tell us some more about some of the events that docents in Columbia can participate in.
We have a large amount of events through the year, and a docent in any of our programs is able to participate in them. Since it's December, we recently had our Lamplight program, and we also went to the Sonora Christmas Parade. Coming up soon would be our Gold Trek School program, followed by Columbia Diggins.
Diggins was the event where we found out about Columbia State Historic Park, and it inspired me and my family to get involved in the docent program. We also had a great time at the Sonora Christmas Parade. We dressed up as the big inflatable bears. And we were at Gold Track. We also participated in this year's Dig-Ins, which was awesome. And we were also recently in Lamplight, which was a whole lot of fun.
They're fantastic and fun programs.
Definitely. Well, that is about it for the interview questions. Thank you for being on the show, and it was great to have you here. If anyone out there is even slightly interested in becoming a docent, I highly recommend it because it has been such a great experience for me and my sister. Thank you for all the work you've done for the park, and we'll see you there.
Thank you for having me.
To see you there. Handshake. Welcome to the second part of the Up Next episode where we talk about Columbia State Historic Park and their docent program. In the previous part, we spoke to Caleb, a state park interpreter, who shared with us some history about the park and talked about the docent program that the park offers to the public. I have been a docent there for more than a year, and I can list so many awesome things that have come out of being a part of this park. This program is very family-friendly and has given my family many great opportunities to do fun and educational things together. In this part of Up Next, we will travel to Columbia State Historic Park to meet with a few real-life docents so they can share their own experiences with us. Columbia is this awesome gem of California's Gold Rush country. Because of Columbia's citizens, state park employees, and many volunteers who put lots of effort and heart into keeping this town alive, this place is one of the very few Gold Rush towns that never became a ghost town. Here we met with a few of their docents so we could ask them questions about the docent program. Our goal is to inspire more people from the Gold Country to come and join us. Here we met with a few of their docents so we could ask them questions about the docent program. Our goal is to inspire more people from the Gold Country to come and join us.
There's so many activities that you can get involved in if you want to, and if you don't, that's okay too. But meeting people from all over the world when they come into the museum. The museum is just a wonderful place to work. This is my granddaughter, Emily. Don't you think so too, Em?
Yeah, I love meeting people from all over and seeing what they think about Columbia, or watching the kids play with all the toys and watching people interact with Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I come here, I learn something new.
My favorite part about being a docent is the events. They're a really good way to experience the history of the park in detail, more than just reading about it. My favorite event to participate in is probably Dig-Ins or Stories in Stone.
I think Lamplight, it's coming up. I love dancing with everyone. I love the music. I love cider. And I love all the acting scenes. I think Lamplight's definitely my favorite.
Probably be Stories in Stone. It's a tour of the graveyard, a nighttime tour, and the docents dress up as the people that are buried in the cemetery. And it's a lot of fun, and again, you learn something about the history of Columbia by doing that.
What do you think?
I would say mine's Lamplight. I love doing all the dancing. I love having hot cider. And then I love watching people do acting and watching them do the scenes. I think that's the best.
I love Stories in Stones, and it's an activity they do at the latter part of September here, and I think it goes into October for a couple weekends, and it's absolutely wonderful. They do tours through the cemetery at night, and as you walk through with people carrying lanterns, a person will come to light, and they'll tell you a story about that person that maybe was prevalent here in the community in Columbia in the 1850s. Might be a doctor, might be a miner, might be an inn, owner, but it is just the most fun to go to, and you learn so much about Columbia.
Yeah.
It's Stories and Stones. Yes, taught me that even at 74, a friend just told me that at 74 you can even step out of your comfort zone. And it might be a little intimidating because you're not really sure what you're going to expect or whatever, but it's so welcoming. Being a docent here is fantastic. And I've learned so much about mining, the town of Columbia, the activities of Columbia. And the best part is I get to do it with my granddaughters. It's fantastic.
It's taught me a lot of things. Part of the job of being a docent, if you so choose, is to do town tours, taking people through the town and explaining some of the history. So I've had to learn some of the history in order to be able to do that. And one of the things that I've learned is where gold came from. And if you remember during our docent training, we explained that it came from outer space.
Join us! I would say as much people as we can get in, more the merrier, and I would be really happy if somebody else wanted to do it.
Definitely become a docent. You get to meet a lot of new people. You get to learn a lot of history, so being a docent is really good if you really like history. And it's so much fun participating in all the events. It also works very good if you need volunteer hours for something. It works really good for that.
I would say that it is well worth your time, and you get to meet a lot of great people that are interested in history, and it's a lot of fun. And so that's what I would say.
Become a docent today. Do it as soon as you can. Step out of your comfort zone. The docents are so welcoming here. You make lasting friendships. You learn a lot. You get together for all kinds of activities. It's wonderful. Don't hesitate about being a docent. You'll be welcomed like never before. I mean, it's really wonderful. Don't you think, Kim?
Yeah, I think we have an awesome community, and all docents are our family. We're all friends. We're all joining, and I think you should come join us. I mean, it's awesome.
Yes, please do.
Well, that was fun, but that is not the end of our episode. During our trip to Columbia, we were able to meet with a few of the HCRC volunteers who are very passionate about period-accurate clothing. Let's hear what they have to say about the docent program.
Well, first, we are the HCRC, which stands for Historic Clothing Resource Center. We just changed our name. We're official now. And what we do here is we're a resource for the docents who are in our docent program. They are able to come here and rent a costume out. It's not really renting, they just check a costume out, which helps with them being able to be on the street in a historic costume that's appropriate, which is a great help for a docent. It makes them feel like they're participating, and it also is really great for the visitor, because when a visitor comes to this park and they see people dressed, it just makes them their experience much better.
We can't rent to like a bridal group or outside folks, but it's meant for the docents, and we have something for everyone. All different ages and sizes.
We have children's wear too. There are a number of younger docents like yourselves who want to check things out. So we try to make sure that we have a range of different outfits. Teenagers, here we go.
We have something for everyone. And this is a basic
Day.
a work dress. We kind of know because it has certain darts here which identify it as an Isabella. And the Isabella dress was made by someone who had an original dress
Garment, yeah.
and made patterns out of it. And there's, if you kind of glance through our adult section, there's a whole lot that are of this Isabella one. There, the waist is around; it doesn't dip down in front, and that's yeah. These are the we have. These are the pants, and it was oddly, it was very common to have white pants, and you would think in the land of dirt, you'd choose something that was brown, but this was very common, and you could bleach it, and it would become, you know, white-ish again. But it's not easy to keep things clean, and I don't think the miners tried really hard. There is wool, because wool is one of the fabrics that can be used. They didn't have belt loops like we're used to. They're held up by suspenders, and if you felt compelled to wear a belt, you would wear it around it, kind of cinch it in so it doesn't go anywhere, but it's the suspenders that holds it in place. So this one is very heavy, and my husband has one like this, and sub-zero weather is no match to pants like this.
This is a men's vest, and it would be more like this if you were a miner, you might not have something like this, but if you were a shopkeeper, you would.
Yeah, a merchant,
Yeah.
or a professional person.
A profession, and there were
banker.
here, because in 1852 we had 152 businesses on the main street. There were people coming here to sell to the miners. The miners just didn't live here without anything. So you would see men dressed in vests like this, and of course shirts, and then our pants. So we have a good selection of those things too. Always.
We love help.
Always.
You can start by just doing mending and sewing on buttons.
That's what I do.
That's what
I
she did.
mend and I sew on buttons.
And then help with putting things in inventory. And then when we have events, there's usually a lot of people who come to check out things all at the same time. And so it's good to have extra bodies to, kind of guide them to the right place to look and to, do the inventory.
It's an excellent way for people who want to volunteer but not necessarily do interpretation like first person or second or third. That's a lot of fun, but there are a lot of people who just want to help. And this is a way that they can do it. If they're a sewer, that would be great. But if they just want to help people in the costume department, that would be wonderful.
It's a great place to learn.
Yeah, it is. And we're all learning. I have been a docent for quite a while. I started when I was 17, and you were saying that this is very important to the Docent Society. It is, because when I started, we didn't have anything like this. So we had to imagine our character. We had to go, oh, what would they wear? Sometimes we were handed a picture and say, go ahead, make it. And it's like, oh no!
Right.
But this offers the docents a way to actually get out on the street and start interpreting and bringing our park alive, so that the visitors really get a feeling like they're in the 1850s. Do it.
Yep, jump on it.
Jump on it. Do it. There are so many things you can do. This interpretation. I know that even they're looking for people that will help with building sets, doing things like that. To volunteer here is a wonderful thing. And so we have a good group of people, and everybody works, I think, well together.
Since we became docents in 2023, we have used the HCRC many times, and they were absolutely fantastic to work with. So, If you've ever wondered what it would be like to travel back in time as a Columbia State Historic Park docent, you can do just that. Dress in 1850s attire, live a day in the Gold Rush era, and bring history to life for hundreds of thousands of people who come through the park every year. We want to give a big thank you to all the employees and docents at Columbia State Historic Park for their dedication and hard work. Thanks to them, this park is still alive and serves as an amazing resource to the public. If you or any of your family members or friends are interested in joining the docent program, please reach out to Caleb. The next docent training, which you have to go through in order to become a docent, is starting on January 18th, 2025. Now, what's up next? Well, stay tuned to find out.